Hello everyone, welcome to History and Culture. In 1966, a torrential rain in Dangyang, Hubei not only washed the land but also unveiled a piece of history long sealed by time. The rain exposed a hidden tomb robber's tunnel to the world, a discovery that, like a stone thrown into a tranquil lake, created ripples of intrigue. The archaeological team quickly responded, following the clues of the tunnel into the Guan tomb chamber, which had guarded its millennium-old secrets. The moment the team stepped into the tomb, their hearts were filled with both anticipation and tension. Under the dim light of their flashlights, they carefully surveyed the surroundings. They had expected to encounter numerous security devices. After all, this was a tomb of princely status, and under normal circumstances, such traps and hidden mechanisms would be indispensable. However, reality defied their expectations. The entire chamber was quiet and spacious, showing no signs of danger except for the traces left by the tomb robbers' Luoyang shovels. These marks served as a silent proclamation of modern tomb raiding techniques, hinting at the greed and intrusion that had once targeted this ancient burial site. Throughout history, tomb robbing has been a persistent problem, and various anti-theft methods have continuously emerged. From mechanical traps to cursed obstructions, ancient royalty went to great lengths to protect their resting places. Yet, the Guan tomb, once presumed to be replete with legendary secrets and ingenious mechanisms, had been so easily breached by modern tomb raiders, eliciting deep regret. Not only did these looters damage the integrity of the tomb, but they also endangered countless precious historical artifacts with the risk of theft or destruction. As the archaeologists cautiously ventured deeper into the chamber, four cast iron chains gradually came into view at the far end. These chains, like mysterious links bridging time and space, captured everyone's attention and sparked endless speculation. Professional testing revealed that the iron chains contained as much as 0.6% carbon, a figure indicating that they were masterpieces of Han Dynasty forging at the pinnacle of metallurgical craftsmanship. In an era when technology was not advanced, artisans relied on their superb skills and profound understanding of metal to create such durable chains. Every inch of the chain's texture embodied the wisdom and toil of ancient people and bore witness to the splendor of Han-era forging techniques. The hanging coffin, fixed to the ceiling of the tomb chamber by mortise and tenon joints, formed a unique, four-legged tripod, mechanical balance. This traditional Chinese joinery, central to ancient architectural and carpentry techniques, required no metal fasteners. Instead, it relied solely on the ingenious interlocking of wood to achieve a stable connection. This structure not only reflected the ancient people's deep understanding of mechanical principles but also showcased their respect for and skillful use of natural materials. In Guan Yu's tomb, the mortise and tenon structure of the hanging coffin was tightly integrated with the ceiling, with the four iron chains evenly bearing the weight of the coffin. The entire system achieved a state of perfect balance. The design principle bears a striking resemblance to that of the Dujianjian fish mouth spillway, which, through its ingenious shape and placement, divides the Min River's flow to serve both irrigation and flood control purposes. Similarly, the design of the hanging coffin ensured its stability over the centuries. The hanging coffin burial, as a unique funerary practice, is mostly found among minority groups in southwestern China. For example, the Bo people in Gong County, Sichuan, practiced hanging coffin burials by suspending coffins on precipitous cliffs, imbuing them with an air of mystery. In these regions, such burials are closely intertwined with local indigenous religious beliefs, distinctive geographical environments, and tribal cultures, thus serving as a unique carrier for cultural heritage. However, the discovery of the hanging coffin in Guan Yu's tomb in the Central Plains challenges conventional understanding. During the study of the hanging coffin in Guan Yu's tomb, archaeologists made an astonishing discovery. Analysis of the vermilion-painted patterns on the coffin revealed components of Taoist talismans. As a native Chinese religion, Taoism imbues its symbols with unique meanings and mysterious power. In Taoist doctrines and practices, talismans are widely used for exorcism, blessing, and transcendence. This discovery, much like a key, has opened a new gateway to ancient culture, suggesting that the builders of Guan Yu's tomb might have been profoundly influenced by Taoist culture. According to Pei Songji's annotations in the records of the Three Kingdoms quoting the Jiang Biao biography, Yu was fond of the Zhua commentary on the spring and autumn annals. This indicates that Guan Yu had a deep interest in and study of Confucian classics. Yet, in that era of diverse ideologies, was it possible for Guan Yu to have come into contact with Taoist thought, or even the Huanglao doctrines? The Huanglao school, primarily rooted in Taoist thought while also assimilating elements of yin-yang theory, legalism, Confucianism, and Moism, emphasizes governing through non-action and the moral teachings of the Tao Te Ching, pursuing harmony between man and nature, as well as man and society. Throughout his military career amid countless wars and turmoil, the Taoist quest for peace and tranquility, along with its magnanimous outlook on life, may have resonated with him on a profound level. Historically, by the end of the Eastern Han Dynasty, Taoist thought had spread widely among the people, with many seeking spiritual solace and comfort. As an important figure of his time, Guan Yu's advisors, generals, and the surrounding environment might have provided him with opportunities to encounter Taoist ideas. This cultural amalgamation not only influenced Guan Yu's personal beliefs but was also reflected in the design of his tomb. The presence of Taoist talismanic elements in the hanging coffin might well be a strong piece of evidence of this cultural integration, revealing the diversity and inclusiveness of ancient cultural expressions. Guan Yu's death was a pivotal event in the Three Kingdoms period with far-reaching impacts. It not only altered the political landscape of the time but also left an indelible mark in the course of history. Sun Quan buried Guan Yu's body in Dangyang, a move laden with deep political implications rather than a mere funerary arrangement. Meanwhile, Cao Cao interred Guan Yu's head in Luoyang, and Liu Bei established a ceremonial tomb in Chengdu for him. Together, these three burial sites formed a unique trinity pattern. Behind this pattern lay the intense political maneuvering and power balance among the various factions during the Three Kingdoms period. Sun Quan's decision to bury Guan Yu's body in Dangyang was partly intended to demonstrate his strength and determination to Liu Bei, asserting his control over the Jing province. It was also an effort to strike a balance between Cao Cao and Liu Bei, thereby avoiding isolation. Cao Cao's elaborate burial of Guan Yu's head expressed not only his respect for Guan Yu but also his magnanimity, simultaneously serving as a response to Sun Quan and clarifying his stance in this political contest. Liu Bei's establishment of a ceremonial tomb was aimed at rallying the hearts of the Shu Han military and populace, stirring up enmity against Eastern Wu and laying the groundwork for future retribution. Moreover, the peculiar 3-foot gap between the hanging coffin and the ground in Guan Yu's tomb has sparked extensive speculation. Some scholars suggest that this might metaphorically indicate the Eastern Wu regime's political stance of inheriting the Han lineage without occupying the imperial throne. During the Three Kingdoms period, the concept of legitimacy was deeply ingrained, with each regime striving to prove its rightful authority. Although the Eastern Wu regime controlled the Jiangdong region and was militarily powerful, it remained in an awkward position regarding legitimacy. The hanging coffin suspension, not in direct contact with the earth, symbolized Eastern Wu's desire to inherit the Han tradition while simultaneously refusing to acknowledge the legitimacy of either Cao Wei or Shu Han, an effort to carve out a unique political identity. Interestingly, this political metaphor echoes the Big Dipper layout of Sun Quan's tomb in Nanjing. The Big Dipper arrangement in Sun Quan's tomb was meant to invoke the mysterious power of the Big Dipper to ensure the long-lasting stability of Eastern Wu. In ancient astronomy, the Big Dipper was closely associated with imperial authority and legitimacy. Both the layout of Sun Quan's tomb and the special design of the hanging coffin in Guan Yu's tomb reflect Eastern Wu's political aspirations and ambitions, jointly forming a distinctive cultural and political symbol. Upon entering Guan Yu's tomb, the first striking sight was a pool of water. The tomb chamber contained an average water depth of 0.8 meters, with the surface shimmering mysteriously under the dim light. This accumulated water was no accident. It corroborated the description in the commentary on the waterways of the Ju River flowing south of Guan's mausoleum, revealing a close relationship between the tomb and its hydrological environment. During the Han Dynasty, the concept of water virtue was widely embraced, with people believing that water possessed mysterious powers to ward off evil and protect the deceased's peace. This idea is evident in many Han tombs, where water features such as ponds or channels were deliberately incorporated. In Guan Yu's tomb, the accumulated water exemplified this water virtue to the fullest extent. It not only functioned as a natural defense mechanism against tomb robbers but also served as a spiritual symbol, representing the deceased's authority and inviolability. Curiously, the records of Jingzhou also recounts the legend of Guan Yu manifesting to guard the dike. According to the tale, after his death, Guan Yu's spirit would frequently appear to protect the local people. On one occasion, when a flood threatened to break the dike and endanger the inhabitants, Guan Yu was said to have appeared, wielding his famed green dragon crescent blade atop the dike, miraculously causing the floodwaters to recede. Although the legend is steeped in myth, it reflects Guan Yu's exalted status in people's hearts and the special connection attributed to him and water. From this legend, one may speculate that the Eastern Wu regime, when constructing Guan Yu's tomb, intentionally exploited this hydrological environment to create a symbiotic water tomb defensive system, both protecting the tomb and expressing reverence and awe for Guan Yu. Among the funerary objects found in Guan Yu's tomb, archaeologists noted a peculiar phenomenon. Eastern Han 5 Zhu coins and Three Kingdoms Celadon bowls appeared simultaneously in the same burial. The anachronistic combination was striking, 5 Zhu coins being the primary currency of the Eastern Han, while Celadon bowls were typical artifacts of the Three Kingdoms era, creating a sense of temporal dislocation. To unravel this mystery, archaeologists conducted radiocarbon dating on the Celadon bowl. The results indicated that the bowl was manufactured during the Taikang period of the Western Jin dynasty, a period several decades after Guan Yu's death. This unexpected finding prompted further investigation. Researchers speculated that this discrepancy likely resulted from later renovations or reburial practices at Guan Yu's tomb during the Western Jin. By then, Guan Yu's legendary status had spread far and wide, and his loyal and righteous spirit was widely revered. In order to honor and commemorate him, people might have renovated and expanded his tomb, incorporating new funerary objects. The Three Kingdoms Celadon bowl may have been introduced during this process. This discovery not only revealed the historical transformations of Guan Yu's tomb but also reflected the evolution of the cult of Guan Yu. From the end of the Eastern Han to the Western Jin, Guan Yu's image gradually evolved from that of a historical figure to a hero and divine figure in the hearts of the people. His loyalty and righteousness became the ideals that people revered and pursued, a force of faith that transcended the boundaries of time and continues to this day. The hanging coffin in Guan Yu's tomb, which carries a wealth of historical and cultural information, poses significant challenges for modern conservation efforts. Scientific evaluation identified the coffin's wood as belonging to the Phoebe, Nanmu, family, a hardwood with an attractive grain that was highly prized in ancient coffin making. However, due to prolonged exposure to accumulated water, the coffin's moisture content reached 37%, making it extremely vulnerable to microbial erosion, decay, and damage. In response, the Hubei Provincial Cultural Heritage Administration swiftly launched a vacuum and constant humidity conservation project. This initiative employed advanced nanoscale silicon dioxide permeation technology to reinforce the wooden structure of the coffin. Owing to its minute particle size and extremely high specific surface area, nanoscale silicon dioxide was able to penetrate deeply into the wood's cellular structure and react chemically with components such as cellulose and hemicellulose, forming a robust network that enhanced the wood's strength and stability. Simultaneously, the creation of a vacuum constant humidity environment effectively controlled temperature and humidity fluctuations, suppressing microbial growth and thereby providing a relatively stable environment for the coffin's preservation. During the implementation of the Vacuum and Constant Humidity project, conservationists encountered numerous technical challenges. For example, ensuring that the nanoscale silicon dioxide permeated uniformly throughout the wood, precisely controlling the parameters of temperature and humidity, and balancing the need for artifact preservation with maintaining its original appearance. These issues required conservation experts to engage in continual research and exploration, applying multidisciplinary knowledge and techniques to find optimal solutions. The discovery of the hanging coffin in the Dangyang Guanyu tomb not only caused a sensation in the field of archaeology but also attracted attention from the astronomical community. Through digital modeling of the tomb chamber, researchers found that the projected position of the hanging coffin deviated by 0.7 degrees from the Han Dynasty, Taiwei Yuan, star map. Though slight, this deviation contained rich historical and cultural implications, prompting scholars to engage in in-depth discussions about ancient astronomical observations and tomb culture. Some scholars have even proposed the astronomical positioning theory, suggesting that the design of Guan Yu's tomb concealed data from ancient astronomical observations. In ancient times, astronomy was not only a science but also a cultural and spiritual belief system. The ancients believed that the movements of celestial bodies were closely linked to human destiny, and that by observing the heavens, one could predict fortunes and misfortunes, thus guiding life and behavior. Consequently, astronomical elements were often integrated into tomb designs to convey blessings and respect for the deceased. As an important figure of the Three Kingdoms period, the design of Guan Yu's tomb might have been influenced by these cultural views. The deviation between the hanging coffin's projection and the Taiwei Yuan star map could have been intentional, possibly representing a special symbolic meaning or serving as an oblique reference to Guan Yu's life and deeds. To test this hypothesis, researchers conducted a detailed survey of the environment surrounding the tomb. They discovered subtle correlations between the tomb's location and nearby geographical features such as mountains and rivers. These relationships could be related to ancient feng shui principles or astronomical observations. By synthesizing these clues, researchers aim to reconstruct the design concepts and methodologies of ancient tomb construction, thereby revealing the hidden historical codes. The mystery of the hanging coffin in Dangyang Guan Yu's tomb stands as a tangible testament to the political intrigues of the Three Kingdoms and an embodiment of ancient technological wisdom. As interdisciplinary studies advance, this millennium-old tomb may yet reveal more of its historical secrets. This is History and Culture Channel. Like and subscribe are the biggest help and support for us. Thank you everyone. See you next time.